You're good right now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very cold January 2022 Village Board meeting. It's nice to see everybody. Could you please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So I'm going to move down, let's see, we'll go to staff reports first tonight. And is there anything from the Altamont Fire Department that you'd like to report?
Nothing yet tonight.
Nothing tonight, excellent. Public Works, we have updates from DPW. Did anybody have any questions on the updates? No? Okay, excellent. I'm going to move to Police Department. Do we have any updates you want to share with us this evening? We have a taker. You might, yeah, that one's on, I believe.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just a couple of things I wanted to make people aware of. There's been a rash of unlocked cars getting gone through in Guilderland. Probably people might have seen that on Facebook. Just want to remind everybody to keep their cars locked and don't keep anything of value in plain view in your car, especially when it's locked, because that's a good way to get a broken window. And if anybody does have anything like that happen, even if they think it's minor, still give us a call. So especially if you have surveillance cameras or a Ring doorbell or something, because it might help out surrounding agencies that might not have something quite as minor happen. But I haven't heard about anything directly in the village, but if they're out there, they're out there. They'll keep trying. So do that. Just want to let everybody, we made application for a couple of new in-car computers, MDTs, as they're called, and we were granted that. They were delivered to us by the state police, so I want to thank them. And we just working on getting the bids in to get them put actually in the two main cars that we use to patrol. And I believe that's about it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good. Thank you.
I might make mention of something I'm thinking both Police Department and DPW. We've lucked out so far with snow, but I hear that there might be some coming, soon. So cars really should be parked not on the streets so the plows can get through, and they should be in a particular parking lot. There is one they could be in on Maple Avenue, but the train station lot and the Hungerford lot are both, there's no overnight parking there, so just keep that in mind if you're watching this at home.
We have had issue a couple of tickets.
Okay.
We did issue some warnings and they didn't go over, so.
Okay, thank you. I'm just hoping we don't get the snow, but I'm sure. Me too. Treasurer's report, we've all had an opportunity to look at the abstract and the vouchers out back. Could I have a motion to approve that for this month?
So moved.
Well, you're quick. John is first and Michelle is second. And roll call, please.
Trustee Nance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine?
In favor. Okay, it is public comment time. If you have something you'd like to share with the board, you can come up to the microphone and just introduce yourself and share some information, or if you have questions you want to leave with us. I don't see any movement. So I'm going to move on to the agenda, item number 1. I'm sorry. Sure, sure. Oh, he's got it. Thank you. Consider acknowledging this disbandment of the Altamont Fire Department Auxiliary effective December 16th, 2021, per request of Dorothy Ernst, Altamont Fire Department Auxiliary President. All past functions of the auxiliary will be absorbed into the Altamont Fire Department under membership control. This is not something this is the official disbandment per their request. It's something they've been working towards, and they've been kind of merging together for a little bit of time now. So this is the official. Can I have a motion, please? Michelle?
Second.
Second is Nick. And roll call, please.
Trustee Nance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine?
In favor. Item 2, consider approval of application from Aiden Toll, Altamont, for junior firefighter membership in the Altamont Fire Department per request of Paul Miller, Chief. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Nick, and second.
I'll second it.
John? And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farronkov?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor?
Mayor Denine.
In favor. Item 3, consider approval of an application from Andrew Sylvester, Altamont, for firefighter membership in the Altamont Fire Department. This application had a few issues with it that I think all of us have pointed to when reviewing all the applications. It does not come with a recommendation from the chief of the fire department or the chief of police. So personally, I'm not comfortable moving this forward myself. I don't know if anybody else was interested. Okay, in lieu of that, I would like to change a motion. I'd like to consider a motion to deny application from Andrew Sylvester, Altamont, for firefighter membership in the Altamont Fire Department. Could I made the motion, so could I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Nick is second, and roll call when you get a sec.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farronkov?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor?
Mayor Denine.
In favor. I'm going to move to item number 4. Consider appointment of Jamie Machman Westerlo to part-time deputy treasurer at an annual salary of $26,208. We recently advertised for a deputy treasurer because Catherine sadly wants to leave us. She's allowed. She's worked here a long time and would like to retire. And we're thankful that she is willing to stay and help train, so we're very excited, but we're excited to have someone come in too that wants to work with us and the team. So could I have a motion to approve? Michelle is first, and could I have second?
I'll second it.
John is second, and roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farronkov?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor?
Mayor Denine.
In favor. Catherine's like, phew. Or yay, yeah, I'm not sure which it is. Let's see, item 5, consider resignation of Christopher Connors, part-time police officer, effective December 30th, 2021. I'd like to thank, Chris for his time here. He's been here quite some time covering shifts for us, so I hate to see him go, but could I have a motion for this?
If we don't make a motion, does that mean he can't leave?
Yeah, well, I don't think it works that way, but you can try.
So moved.
So John's going to move it for you. All right, she'll be
All right.
second. Michelle is second, John is first. And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farronkov?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor?
Mayor Denine.
In favor. All right, item 6. I feel like I'm going fast because of the cold tonight. I think, don't mean to be. Consider holding a public hearing on February 1st, 2022 at 7 p.m. on proposed local law number 1 of 2022 to abolish the existing planning board and zoning board of appeals and create a new zoning board of appeals for the village of Altamont. And I know that sounds really ominous, but it's a lot simpler than it sounds. So this is just setting the public hearing to talk about this next month. This was an idea I was kicking around for some time after we went through the Stewart's application process and a few others that required going from board to board and board to board. And it seemed that we could streamline this process if it was allowable to do this, and have one board that serves all applications on both sides. Zoning board does not meet very often. Last time they met was in 2020, believe it or not. And then the 4 meetings prior to that were just all the Stewart's application. But if anybody follows zoning board, they know they don't meet more than maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year at the most in the last so many years. We put a lot of money into training now, and we have a great training program for planning and zoning board, but it seems like we train these great members who have volunteered and they never get to serve to, use their training or things like that. So that's one thing that would help streamline. We would train, them to handle all applications. And it also streamlines it for the applicants, because oftentimes, if it's a big project or even a medium-sized project, they have to go to planning board, then planning board sends it to zoning board, and then zoning board says, well, we want this, and then they have to go back to planning board again. And the applicant, their project then runs on, and that's not fair to them either, and they end up spending more money. It will financially save the village some funds as well, with both, counsel for all the boards, not having to, coming one night, maybe not 2, and advertising costs us money as well. There's a lot of budgetary things involved when we advertise for a project, send out notices, all those kinds of things. So we think this is a win-win on many fronts. I had the opportunity to speak with our ZBA Chair, Danny Ramirez, probably a month or two ago, I think. He's here in the audience. And Deb Hex, the chairperson from the Planning Zone. I wanted to run it by them before to see if the idea was something that they would be interested in as well. I ran it by our counsel, Allison Phillips, to make sure there was a legal way, and actually it's more common than I thought, especially for small municipalities. The board weighed in as well. We're just talking about it. So we want to talk about it with the village and see if that's something that they would be on board with. And filling, 12 slots constantly rotating is tricky. As much as people want to volunteer, they're 5-year terms, and, so this is just a way for us to talk more about it next month. And use the people who are serving currently. I think we'll be able to actually seat, if not 100%, close to 100%, and we'll work out, the people who are already serving, we'll just meld them into one board together.
Because we have vacancies.
Because we left some vacancies, thinking we were going to fill them, but then we thought about this and said, well, if we're going to talk about this, let's not fill them yet. So it left some vacancies, and there's a couple positions that are expiring, and people who are not going to be serving again. So it really was a good time. It was a good time to at least talk about it. So that's where we're at, and I hope I said everything. And, we'll talk more about it next month. But I don't want anybody to panic that we're just, getting rid of, we love our planning board, we love our zoning board, they do a great job. But we want to make it easier for them and easier on the village and the applicant. It really will help the applicant quite a bit. All right, can I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Oh,
Nick is first. Do you want to be second, John?
Sure.
Okay. And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor?
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine?
In favor. Item 7 is consider approval of board minutes for December 7th, 2021. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Michelle moved that. Second.
I'll second.
Nick. And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor?
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine?
In favor.
Hello.
I know, Holly. Before we go to item 8, I just have a question for the board that I did not run by you, but I'm going to run it by you now. I know I've had this question from a couple of people on different boards, actually, and this evening, actually, from one person. With the numbers going higher, are you comfortable still doing this, or is it something we want to maybe consider going back to virtual meetings for a couple of months until we see something lessen up? I'm just asking because a lot of people are getting into that position of quarantining. I don't want there not to be a majority when we need a majority.
I don't mind what we do. I like in person better, but I understand.
I
what's
like in
going
person
on.
better, but I just want to see
I know what's
if,
going on.
we.
I'll do what anybody
I
wants.
was gonna say, maybe ask
I
again in
prefer
2
in
weeks, if we can we?
Well, the reason I'm also asking is zoning board has a meeting coming up, and Danny, I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't know if you have a preference for your zoning board. If you want to come, I don't know if you want to give us your opinion, so.
Turn the microphone
Yeah,
on.
Danny, I turned it, but it's gotta be on again.
Just flip, there's a little button to the side, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you. If I might, one of the things that, we all know that it's an aerosol breathing, so whenever you hold a meeting in class, just put the fan in the on position
Okay,
to at least get some circulation in there, because the system is designed to bring in fresh air a little bit whenever it's running, but if the temperature's satisfied, it's stagnant.
okay,
So it's going to help you a little bit. I'm not saying it's a cure-all, be-all.
Oh,
But
sure.
be aware of that, whether you're working in an office or whatever building, in school. We're probably, I teach in a career tech education program in Troy, and it's day to day. I've had full classes even now, these last 2 days. But, you're dealing with school buses, et cetera. I call them petri dishes, okay? But nonetheless, we don't know. It's all depending on the comfort level of individuals. I'm still comfortable.
okay.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. So.
I
needless
just wanted to
say.
ask, since you have the next meeting, I figured you'd be the one to weigh in on that, if
Yeah,
you're good.
next week, yeah.
If you're, or is it next week? You're good, if you're okay with this format,
I-
because obviously people can sit apart, is what I'm saying,
Yeah.
so, okay.
Absolutely, okay, by all means, I have no problem.
Just to, my understanding understanding of where things currently stand with the open meetings law on this. There was legislation passed, I believe I'm not sure if it was September, kind of extending the time period to have, virtual meetings and board members at remote locations up and through, I think it's January 15th.
Okay.
So that would be past the ZBA meeting, which I think is the 11th. And, the talk is everyone fully expects for it to be extended again. We just have to keep a lookout, just to
Okay.
confirm when that happens, if we're considering doing it for the February meeting.
Right. So we'll look at it in a couple weeks, see
Yeah,
where
I was just
everybody's
gonna
at.
say, we're in a big space. I agree.
We
If
are.
we turn the fan
We're
on,
lucky
if we
that way.
Spread out, we have masks on.
No,
feel
I
okay.
wanted to ask the question though, because I just, how I feel might be different from everybody else. I mean, I am comfortable and I am in a petri dish every day as well, so, but as long as we're good, we'll keep it going and we'll just watch everything and,
Yeah. I mean, if it gets an order of magnitude worse than it is today, then
yeah.
maybe it's different.
No, and
but-
we can put out a nixel, we could do a lot of things to
Yeah.
alert people, but I just
I'm
wanted to
perfectly
ask.
fine being here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move
I'm
to,
fine,
yes, sorry.
He wasn't fine, or?
Okay. Item 8 on the agenda is consider motion to adjourn. So moved from Nick, and the second would be
I'll second it.
John, and roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor?
Trustee Farah?
In favor?
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine?
In favor. Have a great night. Please stay warm. It's not easy. See you in a month. Wait.
I do have to ask you something. After. Just don't leave.
Let's get Patty.
I give everybody their space. You'd be available,